When engaging in rideshare, whether driving for Uber or Lyft, it's important for all drivers to understand in the event of your demise, if anything goes wrong, you cannot depend on Uber or Lyft at all to have your back. This case is infuriating, folks. What up? It is indeed Tim with another distressing rideshare video. This one is in regards to Uber. This one is awful, at least in my humble opinion. Many of you folks watching may end up with the same opinion once you hear the details. Comes from a story titled, Uber driver shoots naked man attacking woman, California cops say. I just reacted. Now, you got to hear the details of this because, like I stated, it's kind of infuriating from the aspect of being a rideshare driver. The time this took place doesn't have a lot to do with the actual story, but I'll give it to you. It happened at 7:49 p.m., and the reason I'm bringing it up because we are a strong opponent against driving after hours. We say it every day on every video. Nothing good happens after midnight. So for a rideshare driver, if you can avoid being out after dark, after hours, the statistical probability of a bad outcome for you drops because most of the bad shit happens after hours, particularly in the wee hours of the morning. But this one didn't go down like that. This is a driver dropping off a passenger at 7:49 in the evening, according to the sheriff. Listen to the details of the story. The Orange County Sheriff's Department said the Uber driver spotted the naked 20-year-old man beating a 60-year-old woman nearby. KABC reported the incident took place in Stanton. So the driver witnesses a very young man beating the hell out of a woman that's damn near a senior citizen, 60 years of age. He's completely naked. So this almost sounds like a mental case, but nevertheless, a 20-year-old man beating the hell out of a 60-year-old woman, the outcome is not going to be good for the 60-year-old woman, and you will hear the details of the beating to let you know it really was going bad for the female. But here's the quote from the actual driver. Now listen to this. He began to brutally beat her. He was kneeing her, slamming her head against the ground. Driver Teron Sanders told KNBC. He said the man then attacked his vehicle. I recognized he wasn't going to stop, Sanders told the station. I took aim and I dropped him. I just reacted. Kind of sounds like fuck around and find out. I will tell you this though. The outcome for this story would likely have been more favorable to this driver if he did this shit in Florida or he did it in Texas. Doing this in California, acting as a Good Samaritan, doesn't have the same benefit, certainly if you're using a firearm to do so in the state of California. Nevertheless, the suspect he shot, currently in critical condition but hospitalized, and they said he's stable. So he didn't kill the guy, but he did shoot him and saved the woman from a, who knows how bad the beating would have been. But number one, listen to this. The woman was treated for her injuries at the scene. Deputies said the 20-year-old man may face charges in connection with the attack. So they're not saying if the driver will go down for this. Hopefully he won't. Like I stated before, it should be viewed as a Good Samaritan defense case, justified, whatever you want to call it. But I understand California is not very pro-gun, so we'll see how it goes down. But it's not a good place to get involved in a Good Samaritan shooting, state of California. So we'll follow up on it. Let your boy know in the comments what you think. Here's the distressing part. The part that really pisses me off probably would piss you off as well. Uber was contacted for a response. You can be damn sure it's not good, as it usually is not. Here you go. The report details are frightening, Uber said in a statement to McClatchy News. We're continuing to look into this and are standing ready to assist law enforcement on their investigation. Uber has removed Sanders as a driver while the investigation continues, the statement said. Why the fuck was he fired? Or at the very least temporarily suspended? The driver has lost his ability to earn an income even though he simply acted as a Good Samaritan and saved an older woman from a beatdown. Why would their first response be to suspend the guy or potentially fire him outright? He's already losing income because they suspended him immediately. This is what you can depend on from Uber or Lyft if some shit goes down. First thing they do is fire your ass and kind of leave it up to you to fight to get your source of income back. Happens in almost every story. The first thing they do is fire the driver. This driver has lost his ability to earn, as they say, while the investigation continues. He hasn't been charged with a crime. Why would you suspend him? They didn't charge the driver with any crime in relation to this. They're just doing it to err on the side of caution, just to protect their own liability should something come out of this. They don't give a damn about us drivers. So understand that, like we say all the time, even if you're victimized as a driver, they're not going to send so much as a card or flowers to your funeral. Nothing. In this case, they say they're working with law enforcement. Nothing about, are we reaching out to the driver? Is he dealing with mental anguish or PTSD because he had to shoot somebody after witnessing a beating? Nothing about this driver whatsoever. They're circling the wagons to prevent any potential liability from themselves, and they don't give a fuck about him. And understand, last but not least, before we end the video, the terms of service for Uber and Lyft, for that matter, is that the drivers must be unarmed. So the fact that he was able to shoot somebody while he was driving in rideshare shows that he was violating that terms of service. My guess is they'll use that as an excuse to never allow this driver to be a Lyft driver again. I'm going to tell you, though, what we say in every video, you should be armed with every passenger on every trip, every single damn time. I get the terms of service. I get that many of you need this side hustle to earn an income. Being dead should not be an option. Not carrying some sort of weapon while engaging in rideshare, in my humble opinion, based on all the stories I've covered, you're just playing Russian roulette with your own safety. I'd rather be alive and pursuing some other side hustle because Uber or Lyft fired me than trying to explain to my family why I'm paralyzed, but they said I couldn't carry a gun. Fuck their terms of service. Their terms of service can go to hell. I've covered drivers that have had to shoot people in self-defense. What would happen if they had to follow the terms of service from Uber and Lyft? They're not doing that to protect you as a driver because the passengers carry guns all the damn time. The only purpose having the terms of service that demands you be unarmed is to prevent them from being held liable should you use a firearm and somebody sues. It's about protecting them, not you. Keep that in mind. As always, keep your head in the swivel. Stay safe. Feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.